Hey guys, welcome once again. It's Uyegas, and today I'll be talking about how to use mockups. Now, mockups are what you can implement your design in to make it to show how it will look like in real life. For example, on this mockup you are seeing over here, this shirt, we'll be able to write on this shirt, and it will actually look photorealistic. At the end of the day, that is, it's going to look as if it's actually a model really wearing this shirt, for example. So we're going to learn how to do that, and you can see another example for a cap branding. We have for complimentary cards. We have to add some effects to a logo, and we'll be doing something on this cloth and this fabric. So please stay tuned, and you'll learn how to do all this by the end of this video. Okay, so let me quickly bring up a logo I did some time ago for Nexus Fashion. So I'm going to open this. Let me just open the Photoshop file. And there you have it. Nexus Fashion and Clothiers. They are into fashion and clothing. So let's say you didn't design the logo for example. I'm just assuming you didn't do the logo, because if I hide my layer, you see that this is actually transparent. I'm just hiding the background now. So let's say I made the background color black, for example. I'm going to make it available. Let's just do a color overlay. So color overlay, I can color it any color. You see that through the Nexus, you'll be seeing what is at the back. So it's basically transparent. I can make it any color I want, you see. The Nexus is actually transparent at the back. So that's basically that. So I'll show you how you can achieve this, because your mockups works a lot with transparency. Transparency is key for your mockups. So you need transparency to be there. You need that transparent effect. So I'm going to cancel this. So let's say you got a picture like this. Let me just create a new layer, and then I'm going to group this. I just dragged to create a new one or a duplicate. I actually selected both of them and dragged and dropped them onto this new layer icon, and that was exactly what I just did. So now I'm going to merge these two by using Command E for those of you on MacBooks or iMacs and the others. For Windows, you just press Control E. So that's going to merge it. So that's now one layer. So I can hide all my previous layer. So now imagine this layer had a white background to it. So I'm going to duplicate this. I want to just show you how to remove white backgrounds, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So let's merge that again, Command E. So now you can see this our picture is a white layer. If I do Command A to select all, it selects both the white and everything. Or if I do a command click on it, you see it selects all. But if I hide that layer and unhide this, if I do a command click on this, you see it only selects just what we want. So let me show you how you can remove that white background in the next few steps. So I'm going to go ahead and click open, make our layer visible. So I'll just go on. If the layer is all white, which mostly will be, you just simply use our magic wand tool. Now if you click the magic wand tool, you see it just selected all the whites, and that's it. But notice that this is white too. It's not selecting it. So if you want to select that white, you simply uncheck contiguous, and that's gonna do that for you. So Command D to deselect, or Control D. So now if I click again, now you see selecting both the inside shape, even this O for this fashion, it's selecting the in-betweens of it. So that's a very good way to get that done. So we're just going to go ahead and just hit delete to delete that layer, to delete the white, and the white is off. So deselect. So now I want to also remove this small writer, because it will likely not show in the mockup. So I'm using my marquee tool to select rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to delete. So it deletes that fashion and clothier, so that's no longer there. So all we have now, Control D to deselect, all we have now is just this logo. So we can actually copy this and paste it wherever we want in the mockup, and that's what we are going to do today. So let me do that. I'm going to go ahead and select it all. I can use my marquee tool to drag over it to select. You are clicking and dragging, and I can just do a Command C to copy, or Control C to copy. So I'm copying. I've copied it already. So let's go over to our first logo and see how that works. Our first mockup, to see how that works. So now this is the first mockup. Let's try and work with it. So now you notice that I just double clicked something. Let me talk a bit about it. So now if you go back to that mockup, you will see there is always a file that they will either write edit this or so, but this one they just wrote t-shirt over here. So I just double clicked on it. It's usually a smart object. To know a smart object, look at it. It has this symbol close to it. So if you see a smart object, most likely that's what you are going to be replacing whatever is there. So we're going to replacing this put your design here. So now obviously we've opened that and it's here currently. So you see put your design here is what is here. I've actually worked with this a lot, so that's why you're seeing some other things I've done before. So let's just go ahead and hide that. Please paste. We can create a new layer so that we can paste whatever we want there. So Command V or Control V. So now you see our logo right there. So I can transform this, Control T to transform. So if you want to transform it to become smaller, Command T or Control T. So I've done that, and then I'm holding down Shift and Alternate because of my Photoshop version. Some you might not need to hold the buttons. You just drag, and then look at, if I remove the buttons, it can make it very ugly. We don't want that. So if you hold down Shift, it can solve that. Holding that Alternate can make it drag from both sides. So there you have that. You just have to see what the controls are doing for you so that you have exactly the shape you are looking for. So that's kind of very wide. So let's do something like this. Let's see how this looks on the shirt. So I'm going to go back to my move tool and just move it down a bit. And there you have it. So let's save. To commit what you have edited, you just save. Control S and just wait for it to save. This one usually brings an error, so let's just wait for the error, but the error does not mean. So okay, it's actually done. So now look it. Does that not look amazing? That's just so fine. That's just so interesting. Right on a shirt there, very photorealistic, and then you have it. Easy peasy. So that is one way. You can decide to do anything you want with it. You can go ahead and change the size. Maybe you want it to just be a small chest emblem. You can make it small so that it just stays on the chest. I'm just gonna give it that a little bit. Okay, so something like that. I can do a Command S. I can change the color of the shirt if I want. If I change the color of this, that affects the color of the shirt. So maybe I want a gray shirt. Do gray. Okay, let's say this kind of gray. This kind of gray. Okay, and we save. Command S. We're just gonna wait for it. Click OK. And there you have it, a gray shirt with the logo placed. So I just need to raise this logo a bit and that would just be perfect. So just anytime, just okay, that looks good. So I'll do a Command S or a Control S to commit that changes, and then just wait to click OK. And there you have it, all lovely. So that's a very nice feature. So anything you want to achieve across the shirt, you want to print it long on the shirt, is gonna work real good. So that's one part. That's why you should actually love using this feature. So let me just do one more example with this. I'm going to paste it back again. I'm going to transform and then bring it in, and then I want to rotate this time and show you a whole lot that can be achieved. So it just depends on your creativity and what you feel like achieving. So let's say we want to do that, and let's save that. Let's see what that looks like. So click OK, and you see, very big. Obviously, I'm just trying to show you. You see, it looks very photorealistic. That's what I'm just trying to paint out, and it always looks good. So that's one. So let's try for the cap. So we see this one says place your design here. So obviously we know that's where we have to place our design. We'll just double click it and then we have to paste our logo there. So we're going to hide this. We don't want this anymore. So we can create a new layer, paste, transform. Now obviously you see this one will actually be white because they actually made it that way in the mockup to look that way. So Nexus and save, and that has saved. That one is quite fast. Let's go ahead and close this. When you are done with it, you can actually close it to signify you are done. So let's go to the cap, and you see so photorealistic, like it was live, and it's that's that about that. That's how mockups work. I don't say this is how you should. This is how your job should be done. I'm just saying you can use to present your work. Like after doing this logo design for this company, during the presentation stage, I actually use mockup to sell the idea more. I can use the mockup and say, oh, look at how this will look like on a cap. It looks good on a cap. It looks good on this. It looks good on that. And it helps you sell your job better and faster. So that's that for that. So let's go ahead to another mockup here. So this is a complimentary card design. So I will just go ahead and see edit this front and back. So it's for complimentary card. So you can just bring in the front of a complimentary card and just put it right there, and it's gonna look good. So let's create a new layer and then paste and then transform. I'm going to be using shift and alternate. I'm holding my shift and alternate. So I get what I want, and right about there, Command S. I'm just going to do one side for this. So I can close that. And look at how that looks. Very realistic, like they are actually really falling. This is what mockups can do for you. You can actually create your own mockups, but this is not the class for that. We're not teaching you how to create mockups. We are teaching you how to use mockups that have already been created by some very, very good designers out there. So now look at this 3D mockup. So your logo is to put your logo here. So we're just going to do that. Follow the instructions. So I'm going to uncheck that. Create a new layer. And then paste that. Command V, Ctrl T, and just trying to make sure it gets very good results. So that's very centered. So save. I'm gonna save that, and then close. Now look at how so lovely, right? It looks so realistic and metallic and engraved. So that's also another effect you can also use for mockups. Now look at this one. This one is a little bit complex. So now it says your logo here. So we're going to open here first. You see there's a logo here. Let's create a new layer. Control V. And we are going to transform this. Now, why I want to teach this, there are some effects that you want to do that requires you to paste the same thing over and over across different things. Now, why I want to show you this is because you have to maintain the same size. So what I always do is when I'm done sizing this, I like this size. This size look good for this page. So I will now copy this afresh. So I'm gonna just click. I can do a command, hold command and click on the icon. It will select just the object. So you can do that. So I'm gonna do copy, command copy, control copy, and deselect. So that's been affected. I'll hit Ctrl S to save that. So that has now replaced what was originally there. So you can see it here. So now it's still telling you to impute logo here. It's also telling you to impute logo here. So we're going to do that. Create a new layer. Ctrl V. Now you see it's exactly the same size. That's exactly what we want to achieve. So we save. So you can click OK. Anytime it gives you that error, just click OK. As far as it's saving, that's the main thing. So now it's starting to bring the effect a little bit. You are seeing this outline there. That is because the way they did this. So you see it's always the same size. So I'm just going to save that again. No problem. Since it's giving you error, just click OK. As far as it's saving, the actual reason it's giving an error is because all these layers were actually linked before to something. So maybe during the course of using it or another Photoshop version saving it's affected it. So at the end of the day, you can be having some bad results. So we're going to Control V again, paste. So we have another one. So we save. Just save and click OK. Don't mind whatever it's giving you. So now you see the kind of realistic effects we're looking for. And then there's still one more. And then Control V, we save. and voila, magic. Now this look like it's woven. You can see the details as if it was woven really in the fabric. And this is very, very impressive. Like you can actually sell this and say, and the person will actually look and say, yes, this is actually nice. This is something I would like to do. And it sells, it works. So that is that for today. This is how you use mockups. Mockups are very, very lovely, very, very important to use. And I'll show you how you can get some. You can download some for yourselves. They can be very large and they can be very small. Some of them can go as large as 2 gigabytes in size. Some can be as small as 10 megabytes in size. But generally, the bigger the size, the more quality obviously it is. And also some very small ones can also be very, very pretty good. Like this you are seeing right here is less than 100 megabytes and it's quite decent. Let's say you are done with, you are okay with the effects and you like this one, you want to save. So you quickly go over to File, Save As, and then just wait for it to load. Then it's going to tell you, okay, where do you want to save this? So you can choose where you want to save it. I'm going to save it, let's say we save it in Documents. Let's say we save it here. And at the end of the day, you want to give it a name, let's say cap. And you want to change the format to JPG so that you can easily show it to people on their phones and devices. So you just hit save and just automatically create a file. Ask you, okay, do you want a large file? No, this is an okay file. I recommend just leaving it at the largest settings and save it that way so you have it in high quality. So you click OK and then it's actually saved to your documents. You can actually go to your documents and access it and it's there, just right there. So you can view it on any of your devices. So that looks good. Thank you very much. See you once again.